completed a master's degree there in 1985, and had an ongoing relationship with UC through friends and my wife until I returned to Berkeley as a librarian in 2007. My son's first Division I football scholarship offer was from Cal, and my wife is a successful professor at Berkeley, trained there from undergraduate through master's degree, through PhD, through 2 postdocs. So it genuinely pains me to say that today UC has a growing prestige problem based on its treatment of employees and decreasing service to students. You may not see it yet from where you sit, but those of us working directly with students and faculty see it every day. While student populations on all campuses have grown dramatically, a 20% increase at Berkeley in the past 5 years, faculty and academic staff positions have remained flat. Tuition is vastly more than it was when I attended, and students are receiving less attention from academic employees. One sign of this decreasing prestige is UC's rapidly growing problem recruiting and retaining librarians. We are losing early career librarians in droves, and our recruitment pools are drying up. For example, at Berkeley in the past year, we've lost 4 new career librarians to institutions such as the University of Minnesota, the University of Indiana, CSU East Bay, where they are better supported by their new institutions. Those of us who remain behind, often out of a sense of loyalty to UC and its public mission, cover the additional work of unfilled positions, staff search committees to fill these positions, and continually train the new librarians that we are able to recruit. We train them, they quickly leave for greener pastures, we recruit replacements and train them or take over their work. At the same time, we're being asked, as part of our review process, to stay current with the rapidly changing field of librarianship, and to do it with inadequate professional development funding. Frankly, I'm tired. 7 years ago, I assumed the workload of 2.5 librarians, and I've regularly worked 50 to 70 hours a week to meet the ongoing needs of students and faculty in order to help UC fulfill its mission to educate students and perform valuable social research. But more than the workload, I am growing absolutely fatigued by having early career librarians show up at my desk, literally in tears, over how poorly they're being treated by this university. You've seen a very small sample of that level of anguish, the spontaneous, heartfelt anguish at this table. But let me assure you, it is a very small sample. Word of librarian working conditions at UC is getting out. A recent national search for a sociology librarian yielded only 7 applicants. Only 7 applicants for an entry-level librarian position at Berkeley. During job interviews, candidates are now openly questioning management support for librarians and referencing not only salary and professional development, but UC's position on academic freedom. And as we head off to winter professional conferences, many of us on our own dime, we know that academic freedom and recruitment at UC will be the first questions asked by our national and international colleagues. A university that boasts of its world-class libraries can't uphold that claim without investing in its librarians. UC has a growing prestige problems, and librarians have been working hard to propose solutions. One small solution would be for UC to provide adequate professional development funding, to guarantee that funding on a per capita basis, and to allow librarians to apply for principal investigator status. But apparently I was insufficiently clear when I initially presented this proposal on August 28th, because if I had been clear, you would have understood how insulting it is to treat professional development funding as part of compensation, and as if it were part of a fixed pie that we have to divide up. Professional development funding is an investment, and like computers, desks, books, and databases, a cost of doing business, a cost of maintaining world-class libraries. Had I been clear 2 months ago, you would have understood that having outdated and widely varying amounts of professional development funding, ranging from $497 to $1,272, is a broken funding model that needs to be fixed. We watch UCOP and campus administrators invest in new buildings, new computing centers, new furniture, new maker spaces, new databases, new football stadiums, new initiatives, and new administrative positions. But when it comes to investing in the training and professional development we need to uphold world-class libraries, you claim it comes out of the same pot as our salaries. Had I been clear in our initial proposal, you would have at least dignified that proposal by granting principal investigator status or changing the funding model. But you did nothing, and you chose to ignore our proposal. I mentioned that I'm tired by the increased workload and the emotional distress of my colleagues. I'm also tired because up until now, the librarian side of this table has done most of the work. Everything from the menial setting up of tables and chairs before you enter the room to the truly arduous work of proposing solutions to the recruitment, retention, and prestige problems UC faces. In addition to our regular jobs supporting the teaching and learning mission of the university, we've spent the past 7 months developing concrete and viable solutions to maintain UC's reputation. We've creatively addressed the salary difficulty early career librarians face with a one-time across-the-board increase. We've proposed standardizing professional development funding across campuses. We've advocated use of sick leave for parental leave in an era when we are trying to recruit and retain professionals in the family formation phase of life. We've patiently spent hours explaining the concept of academic freedom to you, apparently with no success. We've even gone to the trouble of rewriting articles to conform to existing law and match the current language of other bargaining units. We've been outnumbered by management at each of the 10 bargaining sessions. And yet, librarians have done the lion's share of the work in these negotiations. While we are weary of your imperviousness to the shared interests and values served by our proposals, our exhaustion will not lead us to back down. So we are not offering any changes to our proposal on professional development funding. Instead, we urge you to spend time this coming week developing viable solutions to the problems that we've clearly laid out.